very wide delivery. So that is a big blow to Zimbabwe. Johnson out, their prolific scorer. Not only a number of runs, but he scores them in a very wide delivery.
Well, he is an attacking player, no doubt about that, but that one is a poor shot. And I feel one of the reasons is because these two bowlers, Walsh and Dillon, have bowled so well against him. It's a bit of discomfort early on for Johnson, counting for his wicket. He's gone for 3 and Zimbabwe now 3 for 1.
Alistair Campbell on strike. And beautifully played. That is outstanding. To hook the fast ball a couple of bounces over the rope in front of square leg.
Dillon reacts now.
Grant Flower on strike. 3 slips in place. And can you get a past square leg? You can. To show how long the boundaries are. It's hit very well and it won't get there. So beautifully played. Nice timing and just the right amount of placement. In the air, back past the bowler and towards the mid-on boundary, and it's the boundary. So well struck. A bit of frustration from the batsman's point of view, which you can understand, because they've been facing some very good bowling. Indy Bryan had no chance of stopping that. So a sigh of relief from the batsman.
Well, this is an effort to get the psychological advantage. Taking a bit of a chance here, played on the bounce. Good shot in the end because he played it straight.
Just going to make it. So King wide and short, and Grant Flower taking full advantage of a bad ball.
Well, that's the third opportunity that he's presented the right-hander with. 3 in a row short outside off stump. International batsmen aren't going to miss 3 in a row. They've already accepted the wide for the second one. So he's given Grant Flower a real sighter, and Flower went pretty close to hitting that for 6 over point.
Beautifully taken. Brian Lara. Good cut shot. Batsman Wood.
The problem when you're cutting a ball that's up around about shoulder height, as this one was, it's difficult to get it down. You cut it well, and he did everything right. He tried to get it to ground, but he just hit it so well that it carried to Brian Lara. Flower's gone for 12, and Zimbabwe are 31 for 2.
New batsman is Murray Goodwin. Experience in Australia, for Western Australia. Had a pretty good World Cup as well, Goodwin. So he comes in now to replace Grant Flower. Short. Yeah, the West Indies bowlers have tended to be too short today, and lucky that he got away with it.
Yes, the only thing it had going for it, that delivery, was the fact that it was just wide enough to be difficult to reach. It went a little bit off the seam. That meant that it hit out near the end of the bat, right on the toe of the bat.
And an easy catch to Ricardo Powell. The bounce once more on doing the Zimbabwean batsman, and Rion King strikes. They're struggling even more now. They're 38 for 3 with Rion King surprising Murray Goodwin with a bounce, and the catch easily taken by Ricardo Powell. Here is King short and getting him into all sorts of problems. Hit him on the chest with the last ball of the previous over, and now picking him up. So an important wicket for the West Indies. Goodwin gone for 2. Zimbabwe 38 for 3. New batsman is the second of the Flower Brothers, and he has come in. That should be for on the gap on the offside. Another boundary here for Andy Flower.
Good bowling figures for Brian. 3 overs, 5 runs before this one. And this one again, 2 consecutive balls with enough room for the square cut. This time, Andy Flower gets it right in the vacant area.
Lovely footwork and a nice strike with the ball over Cover's head. Down the pitch, hitting with the slight turn and up and under.
Previous time, Alistair Campbell got there but decided not to go on with the shot. On that occasion, he just moved a little bit towards the leg side and gave himself some room.
Lovely shot, beautiful placement, and a soccer goal. Straight into the back of the net.
It's a lovely late cut. Beautiful timing.
I don't know how big the circle is there because that is a massive straight drive. Brilliant shot.
It was good footwork from Alistair Campbell that got him into position to hit that shot. And he hit it so comfortably. It's really just a good cricket shot that he's lofted. The head wasn't up in the air and waving around the place. It was very still. Just a beautiful cricket shot.
In the air, but nobody at point. Easy 2 runs. That's Campbell's actual 50. Very good knock by the Zimbabwean captain. Just 74 ball for his team under a bit of pressure. Pick up a gun, keep working. Lovely shot again. Not just boundaries of the full variety, but boundaries of the maximum variety. And he has a very, very good bat swing. We don't talk about that very often in cricket. We talk about it in golf and tennis and other sports, but this is a beautiful bat swing.
Once again, it's a beautifully controlled shot. Not trying to hit it too hard, being confident enough of his own timing that he would clear the boundary.
It's a poor delivery. And dealt with rightly. Doesn't have much of a run-up as well, Jimmy Adams.
Prior to this. Another big hit that's gone all the way again. Tremendous shot from the Zimbabwean captain, Alistair Campbell, who's put Nehemiah
And the batsman has tried to hit a big shot. It's come through. It's because the wicket is true, the bounce is true, and it goes a long way to get it in the middle of the bat. Brian Lara, if he's watching this, as I'm sure he is, will be very pleased.
Jacobs under it. And the King has made the victory. So an excellent partnership ended, spiraling off the top edge. And Zimbabwe lose their 4th wicket for 152.
It's such an important wicket for West Indies. Couldn't have come at a better time. He's played this shot before with a lot of success. This time just angling a little, maybe too much, to get that ball across on the leg side. A simple catch to Ridley Jacobs. It's an important wicket for West Indies. Alistair Campbell gone for 80. Good innings. It's 152 for 4. The debutant for Zimbabwe.
So that's another key dismissal. Thick edge, and Jacobs done so well. Now find themselves 159 for 5.
Very jerky movements with everything on this ball. And the blip, not much of feet movement. And very tentative push. Not a good shot to play in your first innings. Like to forget that one quickly. He's gone for 1. It's 159 for 5.
So the 5th wicket gone. The new batsman is Short Carlisle, a right-hander just to break up the sequence of left-handers we've had. and he replaces Andy Blignell.
You have to hurry up. Get it this time. It's the 29th half century in one-day international cricket for Andy Flower. So the crowd giving him a big hand here. But even he'll know his job is only half done. He'll need to bat right through this innings.
Jets just flying past, getting a nice view of the ground. Again.
Again, the reverse sweep attempted, and this time he's played it well. What a boundary to end the over. 7 runs have come of it, 183 for 5.
I guess it has to be a premeditated shot. Certainly one that you have to practice.
Good hit. That's the second boundary of the over. Picked his spot nicely there, Andy Flower.
Lovely piece of timing, again showing how good they were on the wicket. Pitches outside off stump and stays there and just clipped it to mid-wicket. The man a square leg on the fence. He's now being pushed around towards that position, mid-wicket.
There's plenty of work there with his wrist to get the ball in that direction.
Hits that beautifully. That's a magnificent shot. Run all the way. Third six off Nehemiah Curry's bowling. In the air. And another one. So the spinner is now proving really expensive. 6 off Curry in the last over. And now Carlisle goes over the top of Longer for 6 off Adams. 225 for 5, 5 overs remain. Stuart Carlisle joining Andy Flower and Captain Alistair Campbell with a 6 hit. And that's a nice clean strike over long off. Andy Bryan comes back and is lashed past mid-on for 4 with his first delivery. 4:31 before this.
That's a very good shot. Beautifully timed. Obviously he had his spot picked out where he was going to hit the fast bowler.
Well, you have to ask twice. There he goes. Carlisle dismissed by Bryan.
Must have been just a little inside edge there. Well taken, very casually taken by Ridley Jacobs. And his 4th catch. And Zimbabwe now 230 for 6.
Craig Evans comes in.
It's perhaps not the best looking wicketkeeper you've ever seen, but very effective. You can do no more than hang on to the edges and make the stumpings, rare as they might be.
Magnificently bowled. First ball, and the ideal delivery for a new batsman, especially one coming in the last 5 overs of the innings. You're all over the place.
Craig Evans has the reputation for being a big hitter. On that occasion, just to hit all around that delivery, and it knocks leg stump right out of the ground. It's a good over for the West Indies. As Zimbabwe slumped to 230 for 7.
Your batsman is Paul Strang, who is used as a pinch hitter, as they call them, batting at number 3 in the World Cup. Rather unusual venue, I suppose, Singapore, but the game is growing here. Flicked away, past Powell and goes for 4. Very good blow by Andy Flower. Ends the over. 3 overs to go. 236 for 7. Well, he won't get the 100 here. Trying that forcing shot off the back foot. Andy Flower within sight of what would have been his second 101 internationals, but it's been an outstanding innings all the same.
I think what's actually happened there is trying to force a slightly slower delivery. He tried to force it fairly square on the offside. The ball moved back a little bit off the seam. That's the end of a very good innings from Andy Flower. 89 from 99. Zimbabwe 240 for 8.
The batsman is Andy Whittle, the off spinner, and he comes in to replace Andy Flower. Disaster here now. The disaster is on the other side. Beautifully bowled by the old warhorse. 240 for 9 now, and he deserves that smile.
Paul Strang looked totally out of touch. He missed that one completely. Walsh has struck, and Zimbabwe faltering here at 240 for 9.
Last man is the fast bowler Henry Olonga, comes in to replace Paul Strang.
Paul Strang virtually yorked himself here by giving Courtney Walsh the charge, and Walsh got the length absolutely right, bowling it past where Strang was, as he had to reach back and try and hit it.
Shot. Just a single. Fine return from Paul. He really has quite an impression in the field today. So 50 overs gone, and Zimbabwe 244 for 9 from their 50. The West Indies will need 245 to win this crease.
The aggressive intent, not only just in the stance.
Well, you can see the reason he was standing right out there. He just kept the boundary a little shorter in length. A yard outside the crease is just that yard shorter on the boundary. So the intention's pretty clear. It's a good shot, straight. Having trouble. This one is perfectly capable of dealing with, having a shot for length. That's his favorite shot.
It does give the bowlers a chance in that area, ball going in the air, but he does like to play with that flashing blade outside off stump. It's a very good shot. Anything that's slightly loose.
Seen a lot of guts today because of the bounce. It's important to keep it down. This one was played very well by Sherwin Campbell, unlike on the last occasion when it was in the air for a while. Fielder at gully fancied his chances, not on this occasion.
Taking advantage of the field restrictions. Sherwin Campbell in good touch. End of the over. 7 gone, 46 without loss. Magnificently hit. That was a superb shot. Well, we've seen a number of sixes today from Campbell, Flower, and in one stroke per hour for Zimbabwe. None better than this one.
Picked up, clipped over square leg into the tent. And no longer welcome to Singapore.
Magnificently hit down the ground. First international match played on this ground, and It's just the type of pitch you need for a one-day international.
So it's a long runner.
He is a longer. Magnificent cut shot. He was very strong on that shot. Sheldon Campbell. Great entertainment for the schoolboys.
Very good square at the wicket, Campbell. Throws the ball down short, and that is crunched away. Still the field restrictions apply. This is just the 12th over.
Thing to see here was after that it doesn't matter. It was also the wrong one. That's it. That one was a long one. Not the first time we've seen the batsman to play a big shot straight through the line. It's great form, both these batsmen.
Short and good. That's another one. So consecutive sixes there for Ridley Jacobs.
Well, I don't remember seeing anything hit harder than this. As flat as it can get and as hard as it can get. Short ball, rank short ball, and he put everything behind it, his heavy bat as well as his body.
5 bowlers used so far. New ball bowlers were expensive. That should be another boundary. That's 50 for Sheldon Campbell. Overpitched and mixed up and put away in style.
With a straight drive, some flicks down the leg side to get to his 50, another boundary, his 9th.
Quickly onto that back foot. So the 100 coming up for the West Indies here. 15 overs have been bowled. West Indies 100 for no loss.
Just controlling things a wee bit, the Zimbabwe bowlers for the moment.
That's a lovely shot. Good use of his feet. Got as close to the pitch of the ball as possible. And hammered it past the man it hit on.
Which Campbell picked to perfection.
So Evans here continuing. And he almost got through the defences of Campbell. We've seen so often that after a drinks break a batsman loses his concentration. And run out here, yes, I think Ridley Jacobs is in trouble. He's come back for the 3rd run. The throw came in from Olanga. West Indies might have just lost their first wicket here. Jacobs is walking towards the pavilion, so he feels he's short of his ground. So both wickets have gone. The West Indies have now lost their 2nd wicket for
Campbell played the spinners. He'd played them very comfortably to this point of his innings. One player has got through his defence with just a little ricochet off the pads. Crashes into leg stump, a much needed wicket for Zimbabwe. It's 115 for 2.
Warm reception for Brian Lara, the West Indies captain. Jimmy Adams, Zimbabwe coming back into this swing. They've lost their 3rd wicket for 120 to West Indies, and Grant Flower has picked up his 2nd wicket.
Out of there because he's got a bonus wicket here, Jimmy Adams. And Zimbabwe right back in the game now, with the West Indies at 120 for 3. He's replaced by another left-hander in Shivnarine Chanderpaul.
Greg Evans will continue as West Indies begin to flag a bit. There's Lara, beautifully shot, picked it up, off the legs, vintage Lara.
Well, you might be able to mount a case for keeping Grant Flower on, but there's no way you're going to set it over the rope.
Down the ground, and that's a long one. Right onto the side screen. And Lara is emphasising Ian Chaka's point.
Simple. Look very easy when he's in touch, Brian Lara. That's just a beautiful cricket shot.
Bad delivery. And even the good ones, Lara can put away.
Well, they're in danger of getting Brian Lara into top form. He looks pretty good already after a shaky 1 or 2 balls right at the start of his innings, but he looks good now.
Looking even better. Third 6 for Brian Lara. He's hitting the crowd what they want here.
But I think Alistair Campbell is getting exactly what he deserves at the moment, with 2 part-timers bowling to one of the 2 best batsmen in the world.
So the current run rate, a very good one, over 5.5 runs per over.
That's up in the air, and that's straight over the boundary line. That's a tremendous hit from Brian Lara.
Mr. Campbell folded arms there, must be wondering what to do with Lara in this kind of form. He's in menacing touch.
Opening bowler, or a fast bowler I should say, and Brian Lara is just spanking back over his head for 6. And we talked about the bat swing of Alistair Campbell today. It's not a phrase used very often in cricket, but Brian Lara has an outstanding bat swing.
This is going to be trouble. This has to be very, very close.
And giving a wry smile, I think, from Brian Lara, if I should be so bold as to suggest that. That's pitched on middle and off, and that is probably going to hit the Coca-Cola logo.
And this is adding insult to injury. Brian Lara was plumb of the previous delivery. Very good catch. Wasn't easy in the end. Brian Lara has been dismissed. Ball strain has been rewarded. West Indies have lost their 4th wicket.
Excellent catch by Alistair Campbell, the captain. Lara tried to hit the ball into the Singapore harbour, under the back of the bat, and having to run in. And the hardest part about that was that he caught the ball close to the ground, and he was still able to maintain the grip on the ball. So Lara, 48 for 44 balls, won 76 for 4.
So Ricardo Powell is the new man out there. He's replaced his captain, Brian Lara. Full strength picking up the wicket.
Just the attempted high hit on the leg side, and very, very good catch by Campbell.
That's short, and he could be out caught here, but he's just cleared on the long on boundary there.
I think reminds you of Vivian Richards, even the shot pulled from outside the off stump towards the leg side, comfortably carried for 18 in no time. Couple of 6s and 1 boundary. Seems like an attacking player.
He's cleared mid-on. 1 bounce over the rope. He doesn't mess around, this young man.
Clear about his length, because anything that's pitched in his half is going a long way. Again, sweetly timed, more balanced and more correct cricket shot. He's had a rough day today. To his credit, he's still running in and trying to bowl as quick as possible. 10 already of this over.
That's a very good shot. Fine leg is up. Another extremely good over there for the West Indies. It's 215 for 4.
You see Powell trying to slowly inch towards the target.
Too slowly towards the target if they bowl on his legs. He's very strong.
That has gone back into our hotel. That is a huge six. That is a big hit. So it looks like what it's all about at this level.
I was just saying it's a good time to bowl. The batsman not going for big shots. And out of nowhere comes up with yet another big one. This is a massive hit. Straight down the wicket. It's a short boundary straight down, but went a long way beyond the boundary line. It's a good feeling after you play the shot just to admire the distance that you've attained. It's been explosive, Ricardo Powell.
45 on back. Can he get a half century? And he has got a half century, all right? Don't you worry about that. So consecutive sixes to finish the match. And what a couple of blows they were. They've got a total distance, just done some quick sums, they've got a total distance of 270 metres, those two hits. They are big hits.
Lasting memory from this match would be this man's contribution. Got to his 50 with the last ball of the match. And again, not such a bad ball. Hit on length. Decided that one had to be off. Great innings by the youngster.